The rain fell gently over the narrow streets of Manila as night slowly wrapped the city in quiet sadness. The neon lights of small shops flickered while cars passed without noticing the people sleeping along the sidewalks. Among them was a poor family, huddled together near an old closed cafe. A father with tired eyes, a mother holding a baby wrapped in a thin blanket, and a small boy no older than 9 sitting silently with his knees pulled close to his chest. Hunger had become their normal, and hope distant memory. Across the street, a black luxury car stopped. A man stepped out, wearing an expensive suit, yet his face looked empty. His name was Alejandro Cruz, a powerful CEO known across the world. He had money, influence, and success, but inside, he was deeply lonely. Business meetings filled his days, and silent hotel rooms filled his nights. That evening, he had planned to eat alone as usual, but something made him pause. His eyes met the boy's. The child did not beg, he did not speak. He simply watched people inside the restaurant with quiet longing. Alejandro felt a strange tightening in his chest. He had seen poverty before, but this moment felt different. He walked toward the family, ignoring the stares of others. The father stood up nervously, expecting trouble, but Alejandro spoke softly. He invited them to eat with him. The mother hesitated, embarrassed by their dirty clothes, but the boy gently tugged her hand. They followed him inside. The restaurant went silent. The family sat awkwardly, unsure how to behave. Alejandro ordered food for everyone. Warm rice, soup, bread, and simple meals filled the table. The baby slept peacefully while the parents ate slowly, trying to hold back tears. The boy ate quietly, but kept looking at Alejandro with curiosity. For the first time in years, Alejandro was not eating alone. The sound of laughter, the clinking of plates, and the presence of strangers made something inside him feel alive again. When the meal ended, the family thanked him repeatedly. Alejandro smiled and told them it was nothing. As they left, the boy turned back one last time, looking at the table. Then he walked away into the night. The CEO did not notice anything unusual at first. He paid the bill and stood up to leave. Then his eyes caught something on the table, a small folded paper. He opened it and froze. It was a drawing made with cheap crayons, a picture of a man sitting alone at a table, and a small child holding his hand. Under it were simple words thanking him for seeing them. Alejandro felt his hands shake. Tears filled his eyes. He sat back down, unable to move. In that moment, all his success felt meaningless compared to the warmth he had just experienced from a poor child with nothing to give except kindness. Days later, that same child stood backstage at Ireland Got Talent. The stage lights were bright and the crowd loud. The boy wore worn clothes and no shoes. His parents watched from the side, praying silently. The judges looked at him with uncertainty. When asked where he came from, he spoke softly about sleeping on the streets of Manila. The audience murmured. Some felt pity, others doubted. The music began. The boy started to sing. His voice was thin at first, trembling with fear. Then emotion poured out. Every word carried loneliness, rain-soaked nights, and invisible pain. The room slowly fell silent. The audience leaned forward. The judges stared in shock. One judge pressed his lips together, holding back tears. Another wiped his eyes openly. A female judge placed her hand on her chest, her face wet with emotion. The song reached its end. The boy's voice cracked, but he finished. He stood still thinking he had failed. Silence followed. Then suddenly, the audience erupted into applause. The judges stood up clapping through tears. One judge spoke with a broken voice, saying he had never felt something so real. Another said the child reminded the world what humanity meant. The golden buzzer was pressed as tears streamed down faces. Gold fell from above as the boy looked up in disbelief. Back in Manila, Alejandro watched the performance on his hotel television. His heart pounded as he recognized the face. The same child, the same eyes. He cried openly, alone in his room. But this time, it was different. It was not loneliness. It was gratitude. He realized that night had changed both of them forever. The poorest child had given him the richest gift, a reason to feel human again.